Would you like to help me choose which ones I should keep and which ones I should get rid of? Keep watching. Hi everybody, it's Micheline from Micheline Makes again. Well, I haven't done much sewing this week because I have been yet again procrastinating, because I've been saying I must do this, I must do that, I must get things uplisted, we've got so much rubbish that needs to be uplisted. Ex-shop stock from when we had our gift shop, ex-trophy shop, clothes. I've got an excess of clothes because I've been making a lot and I've lost weight, and then I've got lots of other gifts that I need to get up on my website. So I've taken lots of photographs, but I haven't got very far on uplisting. So that's taken a lot of my week. However, and the other thing is I've got this handbag to finish off for my daughter-in-law, and the fractured wrist didn't help. It's far better. Everything's fine now. Everything's good. I went for a bone density test yesterday, and they're going to tell me whether I have whether my bones are strong or not, or what. They're going to tell me what my bone density is anyway, and I think it's fine. I'm sure I'm fine. I said to the lady, she rang me up and talked to me and just said, well, just want to check your bone density. And I said, well, I've never broken an arm, I'm sure I'll be fine. And I'm sure it's, you know, when I fell, I whacked the wrist against a corner. It went against the corner of a concrete wall, and it was with quite a lot of force. And I said, and I would have thought I'd have broken it if I was really fragile. And she said, oh, well, as you hit the menopause, when you hit the post-menopause, your bones, they start to get weaker, so you really need to get yourself checked out. So I've been for my bone density. I've got to wait 2 weeks before I get a reply to tell me whether my bones are strong enough or whether they're weakening. Anyway, so I've got a lot of things to uplist, and I've been spending a lot of time doing that. And as I keep saying to his lordship, God, each day I start off saying I'm going to upload some stuff, and each day, by the end of the day, I say I haven't done anything. I haven't uploaded anything. I have been getting my eBay orders out. I have been answering people. I have been responding to people. I have been making patterns. Well, I've been doing a pattern, and I'll be telling you about that in the next vlog. But I haven't been doing much uplisting or much sewing. So need to get going on that. But there is one pattern that I really fancy making. It's not raining, is it? I've got my washing out. Oh, hang on, I better go and get my washing in. Try again. It was raining. Whew. I've just had my washing out all this time. Lovely weather. It's still not bright, but not too bad, and it just started raining again, so my washing's all wet again. So I'm afraid it's going to have to go onto what we call a clothes horse, or onto the dryer, the clothes dryer. Anyway, start again. A long time ago, it must be about 5 or 6 years ago, I decided I'd buy some tarn alone from Liberty's. And the tarn alone that I bought was a metre of white tarn alone. Didn't know what I was going to do with it. I just wanted it. Just thought, oh, I'll get some. But I think I probably had the intention of making a shirt from it. Now, I don't know if I've got enough to make a shirt, but I figured that I might make the shirt and either not have a collar, or have a collar and the cuffs, but have them in a contrast. So I had this pattern for a while, and I loved the shape of it. Whether it looked like that on me, I don't know, but it's a McCall's M6124. I love that. And I think I could get away with something like that one, a shortish one, and that one hasn't got a collar on. I don't know if you can see there. That one hasn't got a collar on, and it's in panels, so I wondered if I could get away with making that one. If I have got enough fabric for a collar, I would like to put a collar on, so I might do the short version, but with a collar, you know, like a collar like that. So I've cut the patterns out, and I think I've cut the pattern. Yes, I've cut the patterns out, and I'm going to try and get on with that in the next week or so, and I'll keep you updated on how it goes. And if it works out, I might do a sew along to it sometime, because I think I might be making a few of those, a few shirts and things like that. Now, someone made a comment about how I'd lost weight. I have lost weight, and I've lost weight basically for one reason, and that was my knee. And this time last year we went to, well, not this time, it was in January last year, we went to France, to Dieppe, and I had to walk with a walking stick everywhere I went because I was just in so much pain when I walked. My knee was killing me, and my knee is, for those of you, I'm probably repeating myself to a lot of people, but to the newcomers, years ago, about 8 years ago, I had a dog, and she was a working Cocker Spaniel, mad. We used to call her Mad Maisie. She was just mental. And one day I took her for a walk, and I used to go for a long kind of walk round over through a field, across a railway bridge, and then through some woods, and then back round to home again. But this particular time I decided to do that journey, but instead of coming back round, I crossed the road and went for another walk round the next part of the woods. It's a country walk, and coming back, I'd never come back that way before, but when I came back it was a steep incline, and on either side of that steep incline was two posts. There were two posts, and I had to take her through there, and at the bottom, and it was a very steep incline. The two posts were there, and then it was like that. It went like that, quite a steep incline, and to the side here was the main road, and I was worried in case she was quite excited. I was worried in case she might run down on the road, because we hadn't done that road before, and I thought, oh, if she runs on the road, the cars come along, they'll run her over. So I decided to put her on a leader. And everywhere I go, I never took her on a lead. I never put her on a leader because there was never any dogs where we went. So I decided to put her on a leader. And what she did was, she was excited and she went down fast and pulled me down. And I fell, and my leg, if I can explain how my leg went. How can I explain how my leg went? Say this is my leg, and it bends like that. That's my knee. Well, when I fell, my knee went sideways like that, and I didn't know whether I'd broken it or not. I didn't hear any crack, I didn't hear any crunch, but it was really painful. And I thought, oh God, how am I going? I'm going to have to get home. I'm going to have to go home. And I managed to get up, and I hobbled home. Didn't go to the hospital. Should have gone to the hospital, because I think I broke a bone in the right foot, and I tore a meniscus in the knee. And that developed into a Baker's cyst in the back, because one day, several months later, it started improving. And we went walking with some friends, and we walked far too far, and I felt like I hit a brick wall. And that night I was in agony with my knee, and the next day I could feel liquid dripping down my calf, and apparently I had what had developed at the back of my knee was a Baker's cyst, and it split, and it was dripping down, and apparently you can't always repair that. So it's not the bone, it's just the workings around the flesh and everything around it, and it was really painful. So when I went to see about it, I saw a consultant about it, and I said, what should I do? And he said, lose weight. And I tried to lose weight. I kept losing a little bit of weight, and didn't really try too hard, and kept thinking, oh well, I'm not too bad, I can still walk, everything's fine, but if I walk too far it hurts, and so on. And then last year when we went to Dieppe, I was walking with a walking stick, and I just thought, I can't be doing this. I am not going to spend... I just kept thinking, if this is what I'm like at 74, what I'm going to be like at 84. So I decided I had to lose weight. And so I worked hard at it. I decided... I took a leaf out of my stepdaughter's book years and years ago when she used to work for us. We used to go out for a meal, and every time she was served a meal, she only ate half of it. And I used to think, we paid for that meal and she's only eating half of it. And she said, well, I'm full. I don't want to eat anymore. And I don't seem to have that thing in my head about that it makes you don't want to eat. So what we started doing, husband and I, we started serving our dinners on smaller plates and having smaller amounts, because not just that, but as you get older, we couldn't eat the, you know, if we went to a restaurant and they gave us a full meal, I generally couldn't eat it all. So I just educated my head, like everybody else was saying, don't eat it all, and if you do eat the right thing. So I do eat a lot of salad. I eat a bowl full of salad, and I remember years and years ago when I lost a lot of weight, I used to eat a lot of salad, and my kids used to say, how can you lose weight when you're eating all that salad? And I said, well, because it's salad, and salad's good for you. Sorry, I had a coughing bout there. So basically I just cut down on what I'm eating. I'm not a biscuit or a pudding eater, so that's not my problem, but I just cut down, and we did more exercise, more walking, and I've lost weight, and I'm really feeling much better for it, and I don't have to walk with a walking stick anymore, so that's made a vast difference. So anyway, what I wanted to do was, what was I going? Oh, because I've lost weight, I'm looking at all the clothes, and I was thinking I should get rid of those. I should put them on, sell them on Vinted, or get rid of them. And when I did that, I've brought a load down, and every time I try them on, I think, well, they still look okay on me. Even though I've lost weight, they still look okay. So I wondered if you'd like to look at them and tell me, keep or charity. And I'm going to put some of these things on, and you can tell me what you think, because I was wearing this jumper underneath. I love these polo neck jumpers for the winter. They're thermal ones. There's a link down below if you're interested. They're from Amazon. I don't think they're very expensive. And this is my latest magnetic brooch that I've got. That I bought that on Vinted, and that I bought on Vinted. This I made, so just showing them off. Anyway, so here's my little bit of keep or donate. This one is a Lacala dress that I made, but there are lots of other companies who make this style of dress. It's basically a button down all the way dress, and in this case I didn't have it buttoning down. I basically made the skirt part all one piece with the buttons only on the bodice. So when I tried it on with this polo neck jumper on, I actually thought it looked quite nice, so I didn't know whether this should be a keeper. This is a new look N6672, which I do like, and I made 2 of them. It is a little bit wide on the side. It doesn't look too bad here, but I was going to get rid of it, but the more I look at it, I think, well, maybe if I take the sides in, it might not look too bad. And I think it particularly looks nice with the black polo neck underneath and with the black trousers. I also made another one which I'm thinking about getting rid of. This one I like a little better. I think it's quite nice. It's from some African fabric. I like the colour, and I think it goes lovely with these black trousers and the black polo neck. It does need taking at the side, and if you notice, I didn't put elastic on the back. I've just realised I'd forgotten to do that, but it actually looks okay the way it is, so I might just leave that. This one is McCall's M7472. I've never worn this one. I love this pattern. I've made quite a few tops from it, but I didn't have enough fabric. It was just some fabric. It's actually a tablecloth fabric that I bought, and I didn't have enough fabric to put cuffs on, and somehow I just didn't feel it was comfortable at all. I've tried turning it up, not sure about that, turned it back down. It's a bit iffy, and to be honest, I haven't even put buttons and buttonholes on it, so I was thinking it could be like a duster coat where there's no fastening at all. I haven't got pockets, I haven't got anything on it. I don't know why there's a little pleat on the back there, because it shouldn't be there. The fabric is linen, but I'm just not sure about keeping this one. This is another McCall's M7472. I love this, but I've never worn it. It's a really lovely shirt. When I made it, I thought it would be nice to wear it over trousers, just exactly the way I've got it here. And I never ever wore it. I've got a belt that goes with it as well. I did make the belt, and I just don't know. It's lovely. I can't see why I'm not wearing it, but I never have. Does it stay or should it go? This one is not a made dress, it's a purchased dress, and I got it from Vinted. It's second hand. It's not lying very well here, but that can be adjusted very easily. You know, we sewists can do that sort of thing. But the dress, I bought it and I wasn't sure if I liked it or not, but having put it on with this black polo neck jumper, I'm actually thinking it looks quite nice. So that's a possibility. this is another dress that I've never worn. It's the Sewing Therapy tie dress, which I absolutely love the design of. And when I first felt as if it was far too wide, I've taken it in on the sides and I've added, I just tried the ties in different ways. You can have the ties sideways, you can bring both ties to the front and both ties to the back. And again, this little black polo neck jumper seems to make it look a lot better. I don't know why, but when I tried on without any polo neck jumper, it really doesn't look right, but I do like it here. The fabric is a lovely soft brush cotton, and I just figured that it's, in a sense, it was too nice to get rid of, and I might just wear it as a dress with maybe a polo neck jumper underneath. Alternatively, I could wear it as a night dress, but it seems such a shame to waste such a nice dress. So what do you think? Should I keep it or should I donate it? Now this is another dress. The next two dresses are from the same pattern, this Le Carla pattern. I am kind of loath to get rid of them because I love the style, I love the flat fabric, I love everything about them, but no, we can get away with baggy, can't we? Do you think we can get away with baggy? I just think this is a lovely dress, and I made it last year summer. I'm not sure I want to get rid of it, but it just look a bit too. Let me know what you think. This is exactly the same pattern, just a little bit on, you know, you can see there's a little bit of gathering on it in places because it's weight, but I do love it. I just love it, and I'm kind of low. So can I get away with wearing baggy clothes, I think? Let me know. Maybe if I wear a jumper underneath, that might be the solution. Well, that's just the starter batch, so I'm going to see what you think. I have decided to keep a couple of them, maybe even 3, I'm not sure, but let me know what you think. So tell me if you think I should keep them or should I donate them. I'm going to love you and leave you and catch you next time. Bye! Me again, but you didn't expect to see me so quickly. Click that link above here and that will take you to the vlog that I did about the Le Carla dresses and other dresses that are very similar, other patterns that are very similar, and you might be interested in, if you like that style, you might want to make one yourself. So there you go, that link there.